So my name is Malcolm Hart. I work for the Bishops' Commission for Pastoral Life, which is one of 12 commissions of the Australian Catholic Bishops' Conference. And I just wanted to share briefly a little bit what the Australian Catholic Bishops' Conference is doing for young people, and then move on to World Youth Day, because that's far more exciting. Basically, in 2007, the Bishops' Commission for Pastoral Life set up an advisory council called the Australian Catholic Youth Council. And its role is to listen and respond to the needs of young people in the church and provide support and resources for youth ministry. And in the last few years, it's focused on the second of those, providing support and resources for youth ministry, because of World Youth Day 08 was such a massive event. And rather than try and continue all of that energy at a national level, we wanted to really empower and support people back in their local community. So we're trying to resource youth ministers to do that. One of the blessings of our council is having Erica Bernard from Broome on our council, who's an Indigenous woman from Broome, who comes across once a year, usually, because it's a long way to come. And the other person, Benita, who's here, is also on the council, making sure that we take in consideration the whole Australian perspective, and a particularly rural perspective as well. And I did have here, I'd really encourage you to be witnesses and share your stories locally, but I've just been blown away by that last session, and I don't think I really need to reinforce that, because you guys are just an amazing group of young people, and some of the things that you've just shared, if I could get that out of a classroom of students, it'd be a miracle. It's so powerful, your testimonies that you've shared and the actions that you want to take in your lives. So thank you for letting me be here for that. One of the things that happened in 2009 is the bishops launched a vision statement for youth ministry in the country. So what is it as we as youth ministers hope to achieve? And it really isn't just about what youth ministers want to target, but it's actually a vision for you as young people. If you've ever asked yourself, what is it the church wants from you? Well, this is it. They want you to foster your personal and spiritual growth, your personal relationship with Jesus. That's what they want from you. And they want you to be drawing responsible participation in your own lives and in the mission and work of the Catholic faith community. And I think Bishop Michael touched a little bit on that before, and that was very powerful. And to basically to become disciples of Jesus Christ in the world today in everything that you do, not just at youth group or at school or anything, but the way you live your life and live as disciples. So it may seem simple, but it's, there's a lot to it there to live that day to day, and that's really what the church is not asking just of young people, but actually everyone in the church as well. And it's one of the things I love about youth ministry is that it's not just what the church is asking young people, it's actually what the church is asking everyone. And youth ministry really has the power, and you as young people have the power to transform the church, because when you run a good event or you run a good youth mass or something like that, everyone wants to come. World Youth Day was a great example of that. It's a great event, and not just young people wanting to come, but the whole church wants to come. So if you do something really well, if you take up the challenge and you make the difference, everyone wants to be involved. So that's just one of those small tasks that we have as being young people in the church. Just a couple of things about local involvement. A lot of you already are connected with your local coordinators, and they're people who live their lives to walk with you. So it's really important that you stay connected with them as much as you can. I'd love to see you all at national events in the future and at World Youth Day in 2011. But one of the things that I've seen around Australia that's been really a powerful movement around Australia is the YCS and the YCW. I was in my office this afternoon, inches away from phoning someone from YCS to come up this afternoon and just do a quick little blurb on the review of life methodology of CJACT, and I get here and Sarah's here already who was involved in YCW and taught that methodology around Australia for over 5 years. So do you just want to stand up and just quickly share a little bit about what that is?
I'll try and be quick. Basically, the method of the YCW and the YCS, because it's the same, is it gives an opportunity for young people to actually look at their lives and examine their lives and the things that are happening in their lives in the context of their faith. So it's pretty simple. You start with C and you look at what actually is happening in my life. So you might take a particular issue, which might be I've had a relationship breakdown, or I can't find work, or I've got some issue in my family that I kind of need to sort through, and you look at why that's happening, and then actually look at what is it actually doing to those people that are involved, and what's actually causing that issue. So it might be something about yourself, it might be about that relationship that you have with whatever that issue is that causes that. And then the judge part actually helps you look at, what do I actually believe about that situation? What do my faith and values say about what's going to motivate me? What's kind of, core in me that actually means I think this situation needs to change. And that's kind of the most important part, the judge part, where you look at your own values and, where is God or Jesus calling you to take some action in terms of this situation. And that kind of motivates you for action. And then the act part is, what are you actually going to do and who else might be involved in it? And so it's a method that actually helps you to look at your life and take some action. It might be a small thing to start off with, and then you kind of go back through the process again, and it helps you systematically work through any issue to do with your life. It's been hugely beneficial in my life, and I still use it in my work. So.
Debitori del passato, di secoli di storia, di vite date per amore, di santi che han creduto, di uomini che ad alta quota insegnano a volare, di chi la storia sa cambiare, come Gesù siamo qui, sotto la stessa luce, sotto la sua croce, cantando ad una voce. Emanuele, 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 Emanuele.
È giunta un'era di primavera, è tempo di cambiare. E oggi il giorno sempre nuovo per ricominciare, per dare svolte, parole nuove e convertire il cuore, per dire al mondo, ad ogni uomo, Signore Gesù, siamo qui, sotto la stessa luce, sotto la sua croce, cantando ad una voce.
Sotto la stessa croce, cantando ad una voce. Emanuele, Dio con noi. L'Emanuele, Cristo fra noi. Emanuele, l'Emanuele. Sotto la stessa croce, cantando ad una voce. Emanuele, l'Emanuele. Sotto la sua croce, Emanuele, l'Emanuele.
As I said before, preparations for World Youth Day are really taking off at the moment. 16th to the 21st of August in 2011 in Madrid, Spain. And the theme for that World Youth Day is planted and built up in Jesus Christ, firm in faith. And it's teeing up to be a very exciting event. So World Youth Days in Europe are a little different. The elements are the same essentially. There is catechesis, there is events and things like that, but the feel is really based on the culture of the hosting city. And I think you need to understand is that it's going to be really Spanish. So Spaniards, for example, have lunch at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and they start events at 9 o'clock at night, and they sleep in the morning. They're expecting 2 million people to World Youth Day. This is the final mass at Sydney, 400,000. This is the final mass in Cologne of 1.2 million in a field. So Spain's expecting about 2 million. I'd probably say about 1 million of those will be Spanish, just coming into the city for the final mass. Don't let it daunt you. On the ground, it's not that bad. It's actually an amazing experience to be amongst that. The sort of the lines between the crowds. This particular venue is in a field, and basically there's purpose-built roads and plumbing and everything put in just for this event. In Spain, they'll be holding it in an old airport field. So apparently it's quite massive, and they regularly have 1 million people there. So the size is just a different level. So the last thing about it is it's going to be really unique. It's really, as I said before, I think Spain are preparing very well in the sense that they're trying to share their local culture. And the church in Spain has such a rich tradition. I think nearly every diocese has a saint somewhere in it. It's so much rich tradition in the church there, and it would be such an exciting experience if you get to go along and be a part of it. So basically, from Australia's participation point of view, we're looking at about 4,000 to 5,000 people from Australia at this point in time, from 40 to 50 groups. We'll have an Australian gathering in Madrid. We'll have a series of Australian merchandise. I'm not sure of how you reacted, for those who were there in Sydney at World Youth Day, whether you remember the diocese of Turin from Italy, or whether you just remembered them as the Italians. So when we go to World Youth Day, we will just be the Australians. So it's important for us to develop some national identity while we head over there. We don't have any cool sombreros or anything like that we can have, but we'll find something. And basically, the official tour provider Harvest is opening their registrations very soon, within the next couple of weeks. If you want to find out more information about World Youth Day, the first website there, wid.org.au, isn't up at the moment. It will be in the next few weeks, and that'll be the ACBC's World Youth Day site. And from there, you'll be able to get to, if you don't already know how to get to there, the World Youth Day Tours site, which is the Harvest Pilgrimage site, which will show you all the different pilgrimages from around Australia, and also Madrid's website. In the last couple of weeks, they've changed their web address to madrid11.com, so for some reason. But you'll find in there audio files, images, prayers, just all the latest details. And if anyone's on Facebook, you can become a fan of World Youth Day on there and get all the latest updates from Spain and things. So they're really starting to motor along, and the excitement around Madrid's really building up. So if you want to find out any more information, check with your local coordinators or leaders first. But also, if you don't know who they are, they'll be on our website in the future. So if there's any questions or particular things about World Youth Day, let me know at dinner, but I will let you head off to dinner right now.